watching AYV Television.
From our broadcasting house here on Wesley Street in Sierra Leone's capital, Freetown, this is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. You're watching us on Channel 33 and listening to us on frequency modulation 11.7 FM and on DSTV Channel 399. I am Edima Conte. Let's start with tonight's headlines. Commemorating International Anti-Corruption Day, Africa Global Logistics brings together suppliers and business partners for a compliance workshop.
To reflect on the role each of us plays in building a business environment founded on integrity, transparency and accountability.
Sierra Leone's Parliamentary Committee on Energy formally reports the Minister of Energy to President Julius Maada Bio.
Around an open discussion around our energy status, where we are as a country, if we're talking about energy and energy theft.
The Minister of Lands, Housing and Country Planning meets prospective contractors to review the bidding process for the Sierra Leone Land Administration project.
The Minister of Lands over the years has been determined and has been undergoing some series of transformation.
Hello and welcome from wherever you're joining me tonight. I am Edima Conte, first in the news. Corruption is often described as a silent task on development, draining public resources, distorting competition and weakening trust in institutions. Transparency International says Sub-Saharan Africa remains one of the world's lowest scoring regions on its Corruption Perceptions Index, underscoring the need for stronger accountability in both the public and private sectors. Marking International Anti-Corruption Day, Africa Global Logistics, AGL, brought together suppliers and business partners for a compliance workshop aimed at strengthening ethical business practices. AOIV's Issa Bangora reports.
Trust is the currency every business spends before it earns a profit. Once lost, it is costly to recover. That was the message as Africa Global Logistics convened suppliers, contractors and partners for a compliance workshop under the theme Scaling Up the Promotion of Integrity and Anti-Corruption Action Across Africa. Held to mark International Anti-Corruption Day, the session focused on strengthening ethical procurement, preventing conflicts of interest.
Today provides us with an important opportunity to reflect on the role each of us plays in building a business environment founded on integrity, transparency and accountability. That is why this year's theme is both timely and relevant. Scaling up the promotion of integrity means moving beyond policies and statements. It means making ethical conduct part of our everyday business decisions and ensuring that integrity becomes the standard by which we measure success. For Freetown Terminal, integrity is one of our core values. We are committed to conducting our business fairly, transparently, and in full compliance with applicable laws and ethical standards.
Company officials say integrity must travel through every link of the supply chain, describing transparency and accountability as essential to responsible business and long-term investment. Participants were introduced to AGL's Code of Conduct and Procurement Procedures, while discussions explored practical ways of reducing bribery risks and strengthening corporate governance.
Well, the compliance department of AGL is a very important department. At AGL, our code of conduct is considered as part of our asset, and it helps us to maintain our ethics and moral standards. So whenever we're dealing with third parties, we ensure that they understand our code of conduct. And it is something that everyone should abide by. it is not only relegated to the operational staff, but even the executives to abide and understand really and apply the policy in their day-to-day work.
Speakers note that integrity is not only a legal obligation, but also a business advantage that strengthens partnerships, builds investors' confidence, and promotes sustainable economic growth. They encourage suppliers to embrace ethical practices and ensure full compliance with both national laws and international standards.
For quite some while, we've had this misconception that anti-corruption is for public service, for public officers. I must say that is incorrect. Anti-corruption deals with both the public and the private sector. And I want to impress on you all that we see integrity or supply integrity not merely as a compliance requirement, where we say, oh, we're observing the law, we're complying with the law, we're complying with policies. But let's see it as a fundamental business principle. Let's see it as a business asset.
The African Development Bank estimates that corruption costs the continent billions of dollars each year in lost economic opportunities. For businesses seeking lasting partnerships, organizers say compliance is no longer a box to tick. It is the foundation of which confidence is built. Issa Bangura, AYV News, Freetown.
Sierra Leone's Parliamentary Committee on Energy has moved to formally report the Minister of Energy to President Julius Maada Bio after the minister failed to appear before the committee despite being summoned. The committee had requested an update on the country's power situation, a challenge that continues to affect households, businesses and public services despite repeated government interventions. Committee Chairman Honorable Momo Bokari outlined the concerns. Let's take a look.
The issue of having officials of ministry or ministers of the ministry not responding to parliamentary calls is gradually becoming a very uncomfortable norm. That is a bit disappointing, but it's not that the officials of the ministry were not here. What actually we are hoping to have with regards to the engagement was to have discussions around, an open discussion around one, our energy status, where we are as a country, if we're talking about energy and energy theft. But we are hopeful that we are going to have the attention of those that are supposed to guide policies within the ministry and that are performing supervisory role over the various entities under the Ministry of Energy, vis-a-vis the minister and his deputies. But it's rather unfortunate that we could not have none of them. We had the presence of the entities under the supervision, that's ETSA, AGTC, they were here, but and also the chairman of Renewable Energy, the Honorable Dr. Kande Yomkela. But we could not proceed because the minister or any of his deputies were not here.
Other than the clerk through the chairman's office, do a letter to the secretary to president, complaining particularly the behavior of both three ministers in that ministry. Let's go before the president and the speaker to, secretary to president and explain some of those things. Because this meeting was going to be a very important meeting. We are aware of the attempt, the attempt in this country. These are one of the things we are coming to put stop to it. And here we are, the minister is not here, the deputy one is not here, the deputy two is not here. That is serious content. We are treating parliament with some kind of levity.
Now, after weeks of learning, mentorship and hands-on placement across government institutions, the fourth cohort of fellows under the Emerging Public Leaders Sierra Leone Public Service Fellowship Program has completed its final responsive training. Organizers say the initiative is helping to equip young graduates with the practical skills needed for careers in the public service. Here's a report. The final responsive training marks the conclusion of the learning phase for the first cohort of fellows under the Emerging Public Leaders Sierra Leone Public Service Fellowship Program. Throughout the fellowship, participants have combined classroom sessions with practical placement in various ministries, departments, and agencies, gaining first-hand experience of how public institutions operate.
We are currently implementing a program known as Public Service Fellowship and Leadership Development Program for prospective young leaders who want to work in the public sector. So as part of that program, we are required on a quarterly basis to train them on the curriculum which was developed earlier for the public servants. So what is known as joint monitoring visits. On quarterly basis, we conduct joint monitoring visits with different actors, notably the Human Resource Management Office, the Public Service Commission, the Public Sector Reform Unit. These are all the key actors, players, and stakeholders in this public sector Public Service Fellowship Program. So we conduct quarterly monitoring visits to check on them, take stock of where they are and how far they have come from with regards to their placements.
The fellow says the experience has strengthened both professional skills and confidence while providing valuable insights into the realities of public service.
I can say this is a rare opportunity for young people in Sierra Leone, especially young people who are aspiring to be public leaders. Since the starting of this fellowship, I've gained a lot of practical skills, especially skills in serving as an ethical and an effective public servant.
Well equipped, even though I'm still learning and unlearning, because the journey continues. It's a never-ending something. So, but for the past 6 months in my Ministry of Placement, I have been able to participate in very important strategic events. So I've been able to do health promotion activities, improve environmental health and public health at large. Because
as the first cohort concludes its responsive training, organizers say the focus remains on nurturing a new generation of skilled, ethical and service-driven young professionals ready to contribute to Sierra Leone's public sector. Dima Conte, AYV News, Freetown. Strengthening the capacity of future banking professionals, the Institute of Public Administration and Management, IPAM, in partnership with Rokel Commercial Bank, has organized a public lecture for banking and finance students. The session focuses on enhancing student understanding of the banking sector through knowledge sharing from industry experts. Let's have the reports from AYV's Ibrahim Ramadan Jallo.
So, what can tell me what is customer relationship management? By raise your hand.
The public lecture brings together experienced professionals from the financial sector to engage students on key issues affecting banking and finance.
Give him also a big hand. But he has brought out the fact that you have to be at times technical in how you answer your questions. You have to be deliberate in using particular technologies and physiologies in response that indicate that you're a professional in your area. Alright, if you answer in a very lame way, you appear as though you are the person on the street, no difference. So you got the word alignment, relationship, they have to be depth in what you say. So I will X her also, I won't give her that particular one, but I'm thinking you're all students and you should be professionals. Now, today what I'm doing is we're going to examine the theoretical foundations of CRM. And we apply them to the principle of realities in Rokel Commercial Bank, one of the oldest institutions in commercial banking in Sierra Leone, even Barclays Bank before.
The initiative forms part of efforts by IPAM and Rokel Commercial Bank to bridge the gap between classroom learning and practical experiences within the banking sector.
So today they were able to run through key aspects, more especially the one that has to do with what we call customer relationship management. Under the leadership of Duramani Lako, it's said for us to see how best we can bridge the gap between that of the university and the industry. So this program is all about what we call bringing the banking sector into the classroom and also exposing our students to what we call practical learning and see what is happening in the field.
Experts use the platform to share insights on financial management, banking operations, career development, and the evolving trends shaping the sector.
Bank, as a bank, it is our responsibility to ensure that we put our hands together to help those, especially those doing banking and finance, to help them to ensure that they too come on board to improve the financial sector in our country. So my message there is to encourage them to be coming in, as we have already done today, to come in and give lectures to these students to capacitate them for future banking career.
For students, the engagement provides an opportunity to gain first-hand knowledge from practitioners and better prepare for future roles in the financial sector. Officials from both institutions emphasized the importance of collaboration between academia and industry in developing skilled professionals who can contribute to savings economic growth. For AYV News, Ibrahim Rawadanchalo reported.
Universities do more than produce graduates, they also test the strength of democratic leadership. At the Eastern Technical University in Kenema, members of the Academic Staff Association have elected a new executive to serve a 3-year term. 24 candidates contested 13 positions in a peaceful vote that drew strong participation from lecturers. Sam Halfalahai reports.
A new chapter has begun for the Academic Staff Association of the Eastern Technical University as members elected a fresh executive to steer the affairs of the association for the next 3 years. More than 100 registered academic staff participated in the election, exercising their democratic right through a ballot box at the Ahmed Yankaba Hall. The newly elected leadership assumes responsibility of protecting the welfare of academic staff, strengthening collaboration between lecturers and the university administration.
I, as the Chief Electoral Commissioner, I declare Jonathan Parker as the President-elect
The decision generated considerable interest among members, with candidates presenting manifestos focused on staff welfare, career progression, improved working conditions, research support, and institutional development. Following the declaration of results, the victorious team celebrated with some supporters while pledging to serve all members regardless of political differences.
My team did the only way. It was all of us, because we only have one answer. Because of that, those colleagues that are aggrieved from the other camp, it is my responsibility and the responsibility of my executive to bring them together. There should be unity, so that we can forge ahead for a better.
As in many democratic elections, not every candidate emerged victorious. Those who were unsuccessful acknowledged the outcome and emphasized the importance of unity and collaboration in advancing the association's objective.
1, 2, 3, 4.
For weeks, candidates campaigned across the university, engaging colleagues and outlining their vision for the future of the association. Ultimately, members made their choice through the ballot box, bringing the campaign to a close. The new executive now faces the challenge of translating campaign promises into measurable results. Members say they expect the leadership to prioritize improved conditions of service, welfare, professional development, opportunities, such research support, and constructive engagement with the university administration. ETU's newly elected executive is expected to contribute a broader effort to strengthen academic standards and staff welfare within the country's tertiary education sector for the next 3 years. AOIV News, Samad Falah reporting from Kenema, Eastern Sierra Leone.
This is Primetime News on AYV TV and radio. Stay tuned for more stories after the break.
I run a small logistics company. Every cent counts. I didn't think I needed a fuel card until I got the Cornex fuel card. Now, I track exactly how much fuel my fleet uses, in real time. And when my wife or kids need fuel, no cash, no stress. It's safe, accepted nationwide, and I control how much goes on each card. At the end of the month, I see the savings, real savings. Cornex fuel card. I didn't know I needed it. Now, I can't run my business or family without it. Fuel smart. Live smart. Visit any Cornex filling station to sign off, or any Cornex office to get your card.
Do you know you can transfer money, buy airtime, and pay all your utility bills in just a minute? You can have access to your account anytime, anywhere. Welcome to the world of fast and easy. GT Wall. With the GT Wall, you can transfer money from one GT Co account to another, pay utility bills, get account statements, get airtime, and check your balance. With GT Wall, you can buy Etsa anytime, anywhere. You can go to App Store or Play Store on your iPhone and Android devices, download the app, and enjoy. GT Co. Wouldn't you rather bank with us?
Welcome back. I am Edima Conte and this is AYV's Primetime News. Thank you for joining us tonight. Let's take more stories. Sierra Leone is moving to withdraw the map of how land is managed. The Ministry of Lands, Housing and Country Planning has met prospective contractors to review the bidding process for the Sierra Leone Land Administration Project, an initiative aimed at replacing outdated land practices with a more transparent, accessible and disaster-resilient system. Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo reports.
For years, land administration in Sierra Leone has often been tangled in paperwork, uncertainty, and disputes. Now the government says it wants to build a system where land records are clearer and access is easier. Through the Sierra Leone Land Administration Project, the ministry is inviting contractors to compete for the construction of new land offices in Freetown, Bow, Kenema, Makeni, and Potloko.
And to promote transparency, fairness, and competition and value for money. It is with great importance that we all know that the Minister of Lands over the years has been determined and has been undergoing some series of transformation, one of which is the establishment of the National Lands Commission offices, and this is going to be constructed in the 5 regions across the country.
The ministry is using a two-envelope bidding system, separating technical proposals from financial offers to strengthen transparency and prevent conflicts of interest during the selection process.
It shall comprise two parts, namely technical part and the financial part. It is important that in your submission of the technical, you should not make mention of any information with regards to your financial into the technical. Otherwise, your bid will have to be disqualified automatically. Again, this clearly shows everything about the contract obligations, what is required and everything.
The project also places climate resilience at the center of its design, with plans requiring stronger structures, environmental safeguards, and assessments of areas vulnerable to disasters. As Sierra Leone cities expand and pressure on land increases, officials say modernizing land administration is no longer just about ownership documents. It is about building trust between citizens and the institutions that manage the ground beneath their feet. Abubakar Siddiqui Jallo, AYV News, Freetown.
But now for the latest in sports, I've been joined in the studios by Sir Solomon Yomba. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Edima, and thank you for having me. Now for sports this evening on Primetime News, the Commonwealth Games in Glasgow approaching. Some track athletes in Team Sierra Leone are training at Benguima Field in Freetown, a venue that is not up to standard. With just days to go before the opening ceremony on 23rd July, the pressure is on to get the team ready into proper shape ahead of the competition. Despite the challenges, the athletes themselves remain focused. Marie Esther Samora was at the venue and our reports.
Preparations has intensified, but not in a conducive environment. Instead of training at an accredited facility, athletes are currently using Benguima Field, a venue that is not up to standard for an event of this magnitude. According to the athletes, the decision to use Benguima Field came about because the National Stadium is currently undergoing renovation. Some said they had hoped to use the Bo government mini stadium, but were unable to do so due to funding and logistical challenges. Nonetheless, the priority was to keep athletes active.
They are in high spirits, and you can see for yourself, you've seen their actions, you know, the agility is there, the determination is there, just that they have one or two psychological mix-up on feelings, you know, that they are dealing with. But for now, they are well set, no injury worries, you know, no sickness. Kenyans really, we are hoping for the better. As I said, the athletes are doing well because I've been actually training them. I've been actually preparing them for quite a long time, and I believe that they are in high spirit and they are doing extremely well, even though, as I said, there's one or two confusion within their mind, within their state, you know, but however, they will do their best. They will do their best. Sierra Leoneans, let us continue to pray, because that
Benguima Field offers open space for basic drills, sprint, and conditioning. However, it lacks several features expected at elite level. There is no certified track surface and no equipment comparable to what athletes will face in Scotland.
We dey strain anyway because we not in attack, but we manage. We train the way and smooth. Training and I can venue they affect me a lot because the strain. Because like dirty ones we can get them without injury, then you need to tell well for me. But if we're within our boat, it's a time for the smooth for me. Actually, we hope for we make for team a better field than this. More especially for we able to use the Bo State mini stadium, but we not able to forget that kind of opportunity. But same way, so with the team here, we hope that we will be the best for Sierra Leone, and we don't dedicate everything. As for me, as I talk to you now, and I dedicate everything, and I don't plan for I will deliver something for Sierra Leone. Now, we say with the team now at Benguima Field, and we plead for the government coming for work on the stadium, for we get better stadium for the athletes for train. This particular training ground, the surface ground is so hard for we, so we just manage the situation. But same way so we manage.
The athletes themselves remain focused, noting that they know what is at stake and are determined to go out there and make Sierra Leone proud.
In the past 6 months, we done the preparation for this Commonwealth at Glasgow, Scotland. Already, and it's been hard. Lots of Congolese participate for competing. Let's for count medal for the country. Name it, and that's now we plan and how they prepare for it. We make no expect greatness. It's very hard. with God and with its getting a coach. We look for the
Thank you. We will do a good performance and we will go the country flag. Coach is there. Let's say I don't put inside, we will go make out by the place of this competition. They let the stadium for already because what they train more get international competition, what they train at particular and not easy. It hard. We get injury there, we get lots of constraint there. So they pay Papa government, let's make the stadium for me.
We get better thing for this upcoming Commonwealth in Glasgow for Sierra Leone as a whole.
The pressure is on to get Team Sierra Leone into proper shape ahead of the competition. For now, training continues at Benguma Field. Athletes are turning up and putting in the work. Mariesta Samura, AYV Sports, Freetown.
Meanwhile, the chef de mission of the Commonwealth Games Association of Sierra Leone, Yaya Kouma, has confirmed that 24 athletes from 5 sporting disciplines will represent Sierra Leone in the 2026 Glasgow Commonwealth Games, slated for the 23rd until August 1st. I made this disclosure during their media brief at their headquarters in Freetown, noting that the first set of athletes from the delegation of 59 will depart on Wednesday, 22nd July this year, as a highlight.
So as we stand, Sierra Leone is only taking part in 5 sports with 24 athletes. Aside from open allocation sports, we had weightlifting, which is qualification. You have to go and qualify. And then we had 3-on-3 basketball. It's also qualification. You have to go and qualify. And then we have the para sports, para powerlifting, para athletics, and all of that. So, because we did not qualify in those sports, our number still remains 24. This number, this open allocation, you don't need for go qualify. Now give the duty. Not to we decide, and you will say, when I quota na 24. So you left to winner for share this 24 amongst the 5 sporting disciplines. And for these 24 athletes, like I told you earlier, it has to be allocated amongst the 5 disciplines. And we have announced this during our AGM. The allocation is 8 for athletics, 6 for boxing, 4 for swimming, 4 for judo, and 2 for track cycling. If you check that number now, you will see it's exactly 24. Our total delegation, including these 24 athletes, coaches, medical personnel, administrative personnel, the press, senior officials within the CGA, and delegation leadership within the delegation leadership. We talk about chef de mission, press and team attaché, general team manager. These are all accreditations separate from athlete accreditation. Yeah, and then you have dignitaries, which talks about the minister, which talks about the head of government, the head of state. It talks about the head of state and his guests.
Well, that's all for sports tonight on Primetime News. Over to you, Eddie Maconte.
Thank you very much, sir, for the sports updates. Well, that's all for Primetime News tonight. For more stories, visit our website at www.ayybnews.com. If you have any comments on the news, please do send us an email to info@ayybnews.com. I am Eddie Maconte. Many thanks for watching and listening. Good night.
You're watching AYV Television.
To slay with my hair, trust expression. stay expressive. Do it yourself, don't waste time. I style my hair myself without no pain. Ooh, expressing me, expressing you all day long. For me, it's nothing but expression. Whether it's work or it's play, for me, it's nothing but expression. For my hair, only the best is good enough. For me, it's nothing but expression. High quality and good style. For me, it's nothing but expression. To keep my hair in check, expressing you, expressing me all day long. Expression, the pride of my hair.
Ready to elevate your game? Welcome to Genius Bet, where strategy meets excitement.
There you bought Genius Bet.
Have a look at our promotions and choose the one that fits you best. Be smart and don't miss out.
Genius Bet.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Genius Bet makes betting simple and fun. Get 100% bonus, up to 1,000 leones, on your first deposit with Genius Bet. Make every moment count with Genius Bet. Real-time updates, expert insights, and personalized betting options.
Visit us at 40 Freetown Road, Lumley. Reach us quickly on our short code 717.
Genius Bet. Bet like a genius.
So you no need for go to NAP again a long line at bank for withdraw your money. With the GTCO MasterCard, you can access your money now all ATM and quick pick one you go able for withdraw your money. For shopping in stores, both locally and internationally, and on tap day, with the MasterCard Secure Payments technology, you can shop with Collat because your transactions safe and secure. Plus, the GTCO MasterCard widely accepted, so you can use it at any location nationwide and around the world. Go get your GTCO MasterCard today, now the nearest GTCO branch near you, and start for enjoy all the benefits and advantages where it bring to we. GTCO MasterCard, the smarter way to pay.
This internet is very slow, and the show has already started.
And my game keeps freezing. We need better internet.